Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And boy, oh boy, do we have a topic here for you guys here today. So make sure you go and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Excuse me. So this particular show that we're doing here was totally unplanned. We were not planning on producing this show whatsoever. We had finished producing the first videos that were done, for the day, and then all of a sudden I stumbled upon this story while I was actually, while we were actually working on the content for today. So it's a last minute thing, totally last minute thing. But apparently, Chris Broussard made some comments yesterday on First Things First that has really seemed to upset a lot of people. Now, as y'all know, the Toronto Raptors are the only non-US based NBA team in the league. So players literally have to travel to another country, although it's a neighboring country, it's still another country, to go play against the Toronto Raptors. And of course, vice versa. The Raptors have to travel, Raptor players have to travel to the States and back and forth, right? So we understand that. Now, during the show yesterday on on First Things First, Chris Broussard made some comments about the city of Toronto as it pertains to Kevin Durant. Why? Because as y'all know, Kevin Durant recently requested to be moved out of Brooklyn via trade. He said he wants to be traded, and various suitors have come up, like the Phoenix Suns, the Golden State Warriors, and now one of the teams that have been thrown in the mix is the Toronto Raptors, right? But before we go any further, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Aura, who is also the official sponsor of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Now, let me read where I got this story from, which is from the New York Post. So let me just get into this article here that really, brought this story to my attention. So the article starts off with the headline: Chris Broussard has some reasons why Kevin Durant shouldn't go to the Raptors. The article continues on. Chris Broussard made a controversial claim as to why Kevin Durant would not want to play for the Toronto Raptors. Speaking on FS1 on Monday, Broussard explained that he believed that race would play a role. "I don't think KD will want to go to Toronto," Broussard said. "I visited there many times covering the league. Great city, but it's not America, and you feel it when you're there. I'm telling you, especially as an African American, it's a different situation than African Americans are used to being in. I've talked to a lot of people in that organization, GM Masai Ujiri, about it. Can they keep African American superstars there?" Right? So that's what he said. Right. And then the article continues on. In that segment, Broussard proceeded to say that Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, and Chris Bosh all left the Raptors. "I don't think KD would be happy there, and that would be a problem," Broussard said. That's why, do you Masai Ujiri's credit, he made them an international team. The best players they have tend to be international guys, or guys like DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, who aren't superstars. And then the article basically, continues on, and that's when now people started to react to what Chris Broussard had to say. One person said, let me just pull up a comment here. This is from R. Hollis Jefferson. "Yeah, this is a stretch. Canadians love you like you grew up there. He's tripping. Another person said, another person said, tell me you know nothing about Toronto or Katie or need to badly reach Caribbeano one time. One of the worst takes, tweeted Donovan Bennett, a host of Sportsnet in Canada. Another person said, Toronto, literally named the most diverse city in the world, tweeted Keel Wright, who makes content for the Memphis Grizzlies. And another person said, yeah, this is Stretch Canadians like he's tripping. Okay, right. So basically, you pretty much have the gist of this entire thing, right? Those were his comments, and essentially got a chance to hear what people had to say as it pertains to him. As you heard, but I didn't read it, but later in that article, the article pointed out something quite interesting, which was this. It pointed out the fact that one of the teams that Kevin Durant is interested in going to, which is the Phoenix Suns, the city of Phoenix, has, who's one of the preferred destinations that Katie would like to go to, has a black population of 7.1%, and the city of Toronto has a population of blacks of 8%. So actually, funny enough, Toronto actually has more black people than the city of Phoenix. So here are my thoughts on all of this. I think that this is a classic case of saying a little bit too much, if I'm going to be honest with you. We should be careful about making comments about things that we are not fully versed on. We should be very careful about it. It is very dangerous to assume things, in my personal opinion, especially assuming things that could potentially offend a lot of people. We just saw Kawhi Leonard win a championship with the Toronto Raptors. Kawhi Leonard is from California. DeMar DeRozan is also from California. He loved being there, and he was upset that the Toronto Raptors traded him. Does that sound like a guy that doesn't like playing in the city of Toronto? He was an all-star. Kyle Lowry was another guy that played there for years. He loved being there, right? And these are both guys that were born in the United States. Now, I get the gist of what Chris Broussard was saying. I understand that. And basically, you're just saying that maybe Katie would like to be in a place that, be in an environment that he's more familiar with, right? Probably that's what he meant. And I get that. Like, I think all of us understand it. And I don't think it has to be Chris Broussard. It could be anybody talking about any person. It could be a sports guy talking about Tom Brady going to a city. Like, it could be anybody. So I totally understand that. But nevertheless, it still offended a great deal of people, that didn't take lightly to those comments, because you're talking about a person's city, a person's country. So obviously you're going to get some pushback on it. And I've heard people like NBA players talk about stars now. Let's talk about superstars, top 75 players, and Charles Barkley, who has said on more than one occasion that his favorite city in the world is Toronto, right? And Charles Barkley is an American-born player. So you have examples of American-born players that love the city of Toronto. I heard Kawhi Leonard. He never mentioned Kawhi Leonard was even willing to stay, to extend his contract there to sign with the Toronto Raptors if they were able to trade away Pascal Siakam for Paul George. So it seems like Kawhi was willing to stay there, right? It wasn't like as if, he was like, I just can't stand the place. Now, obviously, Kawhi wouldn't come out and say that, but you get the point that I'm trying to make here. There are examples of NBA players that have played there, and I've never heard any of them complain about that. So in this case, I just think the lesson here is that you need to be careful about not you, all of us, because this is a lesson for all of us. We should be careful about the things that we say, especially when it comes to things like this. And if you're going to say something like this, do not be surprised if people push back on you, right? Don't be surprised if people take issue with some of the things that you're going to say, because it's just one of those things, man. So you got to be careful about it. You just got to be careful about it. So that's my 2 cents on it. And I just thought it would be a good lesson for everybody. I think it would just be a good learning lesson for those who are going to follow this story today. So these are my thoughts and opinions. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.